So freaking high, new Ophelia Rework, battle pass skin, new progression system. I'm a freaking prophet, gear gotcha. Like, let's get into it. Hey, Nob here. In this video, I'm gonna be going to the patch notes of the game Kinggodcastle 5.6.1, and it is a giant, huge freaking deal. We're just gonna go straight into it because there's a lot of stuff I don't want to talk about, and I want to do this and complete this video before the live patch comes out, which is like in a few hours. So I just want to get my thoughts out there, you know, until it goes live and everyone's like, nah, but what you prophesized was not, you know, everything is, you guys know what I'm talking about. So the Queen of Blood, Ophelia. So if you don't know Ophelia, she was pre-Canak tier, D rank, and now she got rework, and it is amazing. It is amazing. Okay, look at the freaking, like, it's rightfully so, right? This was a easy prediction, and let's just look at that. Queen of Blood, a blood, yes, a blood. Now the effect is, so she does this little swirl ball thing, is pretty cool, right? I wish, I mean, they did like the visuals on the blood aura thing. Yeah, you know, I wish there was some more creativity on that, but there are some different effects and stuff. Let's be honest, you know, they have other stuff, you know, this was a big freaking update. So I get why they did what they did, but let's just talk about, you know, there's a lot to talk about, boys, okay? So content delay, cool. I'm not going to go through every single boring information. I will call out the interesting ones on a lot of information that, you know, a lot of people might miss on the first time, and we gotta talk about, though we have so much to talk about. So King Pass reward is going to be changed, and you can, the left is the old one, the right is the new. All I'll say is that just keep in mind that you see, this is the past rewards, by the way, you have these new rewards, and I want to point out before we get into the new progression system, which we will, that you get legacy summoning tokens through this, stones, okay? And you get the enhancement things, everything that is associated with the new system. Most importantly, there's a lot of a controversy, or discussion rather, about legacy summoning stones. They are giving you summoning stones through a lot of different things throughout here, and I'll point it out. So the pass is going to give you some stones. Very good. So you have three here, 3, so that's total 9, unless I'm missing some stuff. And then you have legacy ores, and then you have whatchamacallits, pieces and things like that. They actually give you stuff, which is cool through the pass itself. Check mark, right? And then compensation stuff. So what is compensation items? Is this castle level? I think it is castle level. What is compensation items? Normal. Oh, this is like the, wait, hold on. Oh, so this is the top row, right? And this is the bottom row of the pass, right? So you even get even more legacy stones through this. You get so many. This is 30, right? Yeah, 30 plus the 9, you get 39, you know, close to, you know, if my quick math is right, you get 39 just from completing pass, right? Which is crazy every season. And on top of that, there are other ways to get these legacy summoning stones. I just want to point it out because there's a lot of stuff about the legacy system. It seems like overall people are all right with the accessory part. Like I said, we haven't gotten to it yet, but a lot of people seem to get on board with the accessory part, but they don't like the legacy part. And I just want to, it's just a different way of thinking, but that's just me. But I just want to call out these things because a lot of times these get missed, right? So I just want to say that King God Pass, if you buy it, you know, both rows, right, you get a total of 39, if my math is right, around 39, right? Summoning stones per season. That's a lot, and you get even more through other stuff, and we'll get to it. So Wave Festival, the Lunadia, is that what it's called? Lunadia Festival skins coming back, as well as the Eldor. These skins are sick. As a reminder, there's a skin playlist on my channel. I updated with all the new stuff, even with the newest one that's going to be coming out. I'm going to be adding it in. I added, you know, as the things I have, I literally every skin, legit every skin. Not many people can say it, you know. Check out your boy, right? So that is cool. Legacy accessory system, we will be checking that out. We're Ophelia Rework, so we're gonna be going through this real quick. I gotta talk really fast, boys, okay? Really fast. And I'm just gonna be talking a lot. Okay, so she is completely reworked aka kind of like Kanak, right? And Ophelia was originally designed as a anti-carry. I mean, I've been telling you guys the why, you know, pretty much. They're like this old, there's this archetype that they tried to make in the way back in the day, anti-carry type thing. Kanak was the same way, and guess what? Didn't work out. So essentially they stripped that idea, that concept, and then essentially made her more viable, right? And that is by giving her damage, hopefully, right? So her attack range is now changed to close range 3x3, which is great. I didn't like the +1 range. Like, you know, there was a weird stuff with, like, you know, the enemies being outside the range and all this crap. So 3x3 is definitely the way to go. And then they reworked her ability, right? And I'm not gonna go through every nitty gritty, but I'm gonna highlight it. You guys can read it. Patch note links down in the description below. So after the rework, she deals tick damage, right? 20 damage applied with spell drain to 6 times, right? With within 5x5 range, right? Which is good, right? So she has spell drain, it's ticking, and it's AOE, right? Right? And then upon dealing damage, increases the range of the next thing, right, by 1 block. So you can like picture it, the range is increasing as you're ticking, right? Which is a really cool, unique idea. So there's this the range. So every time you think of it like a hero, at least for me, I think of like, oh, do they have AOE? Is their damage good, single target? And if you know, can they like AOE clear, right? And this solves her range, kind of, supposedly, right? The patch isn't out yet, you know, I'd like to remind you guys the patch isn't out yet, but this kind of like, you know, checks the box for me in terms of, does she have range? Supposedly, on paper, yes. And then her potential abilities got completely reworked, so this is pretty cool. So she gets more spell power as she deals damage, up to 300%. Amazing. I love to see this, right? Just more damage to Ophelia, right? This will solve that problem. So this kind of turns her kind of like in a ramping kind of character as well. So that is very interesting to see. And then she gets CC resistance. So CC, not CC immunity, okay? There's a very big difference. CC resistance. So that means that it will reduce the amount of time she CC. So say something is CCing you for 5 seconds, now it will CC you for 3 seconds, right? Which is kind of unique in the game. That idea doesn't really exist. It's usually you get CC'd or you don't get CC'd, right? There's not like a CC resistance. So that concept is kind of relatively new to kinggodcastle. So anytime you deal damage with her skill, it's ramping, right? She gets a CC resistance and then she gets a spell power. Now, the biggest freaking question is what they don't really state here is that, is it permanent for the round? Does it decay, right? Is there a decay, or is it like once she reaches max 300%, does she stay there for the rest of the round? Yes or no? Or does it like decay and then like she has to like ramp it back up, right? I don't think it's gonna be decayed, but it's just something worth to note that it's not really exactly clarified because it could work both ways. You know, we don't know yet. First awakening ability. Now her awakening abilities are kind of crazy cool, right? So her first one is the one that her previously been used, right? So whenever she does her ability, she creates this bloodstained land. That's the little red square thing. It is kind of weird that it's a square. I wish it was a circle, but I know why. It's like a grid-based game, but it's always weird to me that it's a square. Anyway, which deals damage equal to % of spell power and applied to 100% spell drain within the same range. So she gets like this extra spell power and extra spell drain. Now, what's kind of confusing for me is that her ability itself kind of has this like, right? Is this a translation error? Is this right? To all enemies within 5. So before, it only applied to the highest tier, single target. Now it applies to all enemies within 5x5 range. And then her awaken ability creates a bloodstained land, which is 5x5, right? Isn't it 5x5? It doesn't state it here, but 5x5, and it kind of does the same effect. So basically, it does more damage and more spell drain. Is that, you know, there's some confusion. There's some confusion, but more damage, okay? More damage. Second awakening ability is the This is the awakening ability that no one ever freaking used. Worst one in the game. Just forget it exists. Now, when she uses her ability, when it deals damage to, ticks on the enemy 50 times, she has a revive effect. She bakes in a revive effect per battle when killed. She gets a free revive. I mean, to be fair, she has to proc her ability 50 times. So I don't remember if this scales anymore, but let's say 6 times, right? She has to proc it, like, whatever, math people, that many times to get 50. Now, I mean, how long is the channel, right? The channel, I don't know. It's kind of long, actually. If it's the same, like, anims, you know, it's kind of long, actually. So, I don't know, proccing 50 times kind of crazy. Now, my biggest question is, now I'm assuming, like, if you have a mask one, like, each the mask will have its own, like, imagine mask with this. Like, it's kind of broken, bro. Like, both units have freaking revive. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of freaking crazy, bro. Wait, hold on. Hold on. There's 3 units, and she's sucking the blood of 3 units. Yeah, that is yeah, it's like this. All enemies within 5x5 range. You see it right here, boys. There's 3 units. She does her regular ability, right? Huh. That's kind of crazy. I will imagine that will cause some lag when, like, you do this to a lot of units, especially in Strife. But that is interesting. That is Ophelia Rework. Now, do I think she's gonna be OP? I actually think so. My biggest question is, does, like I said, does this have a cap first, and does it have a decay? Right? Does it have a decay? Now, I'm very curious to see if it has a cap. I don't think it will have a cap. I'm gonna say it doesn't, because that's fun, right? Fun should be allowed, and this solves her range problem. And then on top of, there's other things in the game that I love this change. 10 out of freaking 10. Do I think she's gonna be S tier? I think so. I'm just gonna throw it out there. You know, if Kanak was any stretch of the imagination, you know, S tier, I'm just gonna say it, Ophelia S tier. On paper, these effects are amazing. I'm gonna be using her, bro. Like, come on. Like, this is amazing. Let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, so there's so many to freaking talk about. Okay, so corruption chapters, you know, we've been waiting for this. Season 2, Dragon Slayer, Void, freaking Eastern Army, corruption. Good freaking luck, bro. I'm not looking forward to that. And we have, there's a separate article for this. Okay, we're gonna be going through it, but you can kind of see that if you are familiar with Season 1, corruption version gives you relic pieces, right? And in Season 2, corruption versions give you these accessory. Yes, gear, boys. Not exactly gear gotcha, all right? To be fair, not exactly gear gotcha that I was calling, but there is gear. There is gear. Now, there is a gotcha system called legacy system. That is a totally different thing. I don't really call legacies like gear, but we'll get to it. But these are accessories. You will get accessories for Season 2 Invasion. Okay, so think like corruption, Invasion, Season 1, and you get like the relics and the relic pieces. Now in Season 2, you get these accessories and accessory pieces, okay? And then you have different kind of, you know, pieces, steel, fear, sharpness, and we'll get into that. And then when you first clear these chapters, you get, you know, stuff. And I might, you know, I have to point it out. Legacy stones, okay? Legacy stones, boys, okay? I have to point it out. And then corruption for Strife battlefield boxes, you get something called deep corruption tokens. So in Invasion Season 1, you get corruption tokens, right? So, and then you can get to go to the corruption store, and then you can buy the relic pieces without actually having to farm that particular chapter. Now, same thing happens to Season 2 of Invasion. You get deep corruption tokens, and then you can use those to buy pieces in the corruption store. Same idea, it's just like a different thing, right? But same concept if you are familiar with that. Now, equipment revamp. So these are the equipments, and this is what they're revamping into. And yes, if your eyes are not deceiving you, boys, that says crit chance. I wanted crit chance roll. I can't believe we're in this freaking timeline, bro. We have crit chance and damage and all. It's literally everything I prophesized, boys. Literally. I am sorry for those that I willed this into existence. Awesome Piece answered my prayers, and now we have gear, and a lot of you guys are shaking your head and said, Nob, why? But I'm loving this freaking stuff, dude. So items are different. So you have no MP recovery on normal attacks anymore. You don't have this, and you get some like crit chance and crap on your item affixes. So that is very, and a lot of it is staying the same, right? The ones that you kind of like, right? So that is that. And now we start getting into the spicy stuff, boys. Now, if like the first thing I look at this, I'm just like, bro, this is so different than like when you think of Awesome Piece stuff. Like this is so out of like, so they went out of their, so it's new art, right? New look, right? And they went out of their way. The artists that drew it, they really wanted us to look at this and be like, that's new, right? Because if they drew it like pick the same artist or whatever to do the same art, then we'll be like, oh, this is kind of like the same thing. So when you look at this, you're like, wow, this is something new and exciting for kinggodcastle, right? I mean, that is the intentions I imagine coming from what I know, and I love it. I love it. Now I do it's not exactly the type of art that I 100% dig, you know, like, but I like it, right? Like, do I wish it was more like, you know, these sick, you know, the sick side panels that LAVE commission, you know, did for me, you know? Yes, but I appreciate it, right? I do like it. I do like it. Now, let's just talk about this. So Legacy is a new system. It's a new thing. And this thing is added, okay? That's all you need to know. It is a shadow class. So all you need to know right now is Legacy is one of the new systems. There are two new systems, Legacy and Accessories, okay, boys? And this is, if you guys are familiar with gacha games, this is a rate up banner essentially, okay? And man, they really just throw you into it, right? Like when you first see this crap, you're like, what am I looking at? I'm not gonna explain this yet because this is very confusing without context, and we'll go look at it. So for now, just know that this is part one. There's two big parts of this, right? Legacies, all right? And then there's a rate up that we'll get to it later. This actually doesn't show up later, but there is a, you know, a promotion to, you know, celebrate the release of Legacy, so you can, like, you know, buy real money to get more Legacy summoning tokens or whatever, right? That's what it is. And cool art, you know, cool art. And then new blessing. We'll get to it. This, if you freaking care about it, don't do it. And then Wave Festival, Blue Wave Tia. That's actually a pretty nice freaking skin. Her bow looks a little weird. I don't know. Is that just me? The bow looking a little weird. It does look like water though. It looks like a snake, bro. Okay, bugs, who cares? All right, Neria, Haydong, Gidneel, new chroma skins. I'm gonna add that to the skin playlist, and then let's just get into it, boys. Okay, let's freaking get into it. Let's go back up. All right, Legacy and Accessory information. I've been talking for too freaking long, boys. All right. Let me try to explain this, okay? Like I said, recording this video, patch isn't out yet. I'm spitting you guys information, what I understand, my prophecy, you know, it is true. Legacy Accessory, okay? So what you are looking at right here, okay, Awesome Piece, I will say, there's a lot going on in the UI, bro. Okay, but there's a lot going on right here. There's a lot, all right? So Legacies, all right, so heroes can be equipped. We're gonna go over Legacies first, okay? Let's just recap. Legacy and Accessories, those are the two things. So we're gonna go over Legacies first. Legacies can be equipped to a hero, and it will grant them new functions, all right? And then while Accessories, that's the second part, will grant you new stats. So think like crit chance, crit damage, and all this junk, right? That's the bottom right portion that you see here, and the top right is like the equipment thing, right? And then the left is your Legacy, all right? It's like this Yu-Gi-Oh card thing. There's gonna be some memes, bro. There's gonna be some memes. So Legacy can be equipped starting from castle level 15. cool. For detailed explanation, we'll get to it. And then accessories can be equipped after completing season 2, chapter essentially 11, corruption for the first time. So you can't actually equip accessories until corruption chapter 11. So a lot later in the progression, and then we'll get into it. So before we get into it, they're going to talk about barracks. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Oh my goodness. They had a field day with this design. They're like, all right, boys, how do we fit all of this crap onto this screen? There's a lot going on. Now, is it busy? Yes, 100% yes. I'm not sure what they can do about it, but it's pretty freaking busy. But it's honestly, with the amount of crap that's in the game right now, I am down for a new look overhaul. But it's literally like just information, just excess, like just brain, I'm just zooming in here. Like can you guys see this? I don't think you guys can see this. Hold on. But anyway, hold on, let me, you guys can kind of see that, right? So I don't even know where to freaking start, man. So you can see you can't see my freaking mouse. So there's an altar. So let's look at the relics, okay? Everyone follow me here. The relic, where the relics are, right? The relics can now the left picture, the relics, you can now see the stats on them under it. All right, that's what the little pip thing is, right? Like if you guys been doing like playing around with reforges and stuff, that's what you see. So now it shows that like at a glance. So I don't have to like click each freaking one. Like I have 4 copies of like Void, for example, and each one has a different setup. I don't need to click each freaking one to know which one is my max spell power slot, the second one to the right? You can see that at a glance. Cool. And then let's look at the left picture, okay? So you have the relics, right? Now the blue chest is supposedly your relic chest. Now the relic chest is what we all know, right? You get to, and that's what you're seeing on the right picture, right? And the left to the relic slots, all right? And in the left picture, you see this is the new altar button, which is going to be really hard to get used to, right? With players who've been playing. It has like a cool effect now. It will tell you, which altar setup you're using. Blacksmith bonds, very cool. Now, if you notice, each freaking hero now shows the class that they're in, not the region, because region's not as important, but the class. So shadow, courage, etc. That's the right of their level, right? You can kind of hold on. I can just zoom in a little bit. You can kind of see that, right? And then to the left of the number is kind of important. That is the legacy, or the Yu-Gi-Oh card. I'm gonna call it the Yu-Gi-Oh card. The Yu-Gi-Oh card that they have holding, right? And each hero can only have one equipped. That's the catch, right? And then the top left is blacksmith button, right? The blacksmith button, I'm assuming it is, I'm pretty sure it's your forging menu now. And the top right is your inventory. And they pretty much like tell you, right? But I'm just giving you the TLDR. The top right is your inventory, right? And when you open your inventory, it'll look like this. It'll literally have a tab for literally everything that you have, like flags, what have you. I don't know why they have a freaking relic tab when you have a relic chest, the blue one already. This seems kind of redundant, but it is what it is, and you can like dismantle it from this menu and stuff like that. And then that is it. You guys can read this for yourself. I just gave you the TLDR, right? Hero details, and this is really big. Look, so they changed the oh, you can't freaking see it. You can't see it, boys. You can't see it. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I can't. Anyway, you guys can see it, right? Like, yeah, the right picture. So I shared this on my community tab. So there is quote unquote lore. All right, not really lore. It's not character descriptions, but I'll take whatever I can freaking get at this point. You guys have been playing Kinggodcastle. No, we've been waiting for anything lore. This is lore to me, man. All right, you have the name of freaking Shelda. What is it? Deneb. She's a constellation Leo. Yes, Shelda is a female, if you didn't know. Training, patrolling, specialty, likes, dislikes. No, that's freaking lore to me, bro. That is freaking, if that's not lore to you, I mean, I I'll take what I can get. I am thirsty for lore, for King God Castle lore. But now you can kind of see like the new UI, and that's pretty cool. I like the new UI. And then we're gonna get into legacy, boys. All right, we're gonna try to get through this, power through legacies. All right, legacies, as a reminder, is the new gacha system, or the new gacha, right? It's the new thing that you get from gacha. There are these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, all right? And they have abilities associated with them. And then you can level the Yu-Gi-Oh cards up, right? And each hero can only equip one Yu-Gi-Oh card, aka legacy, all right? One legacy can be equipped per hero, all right? Legacy is gonna be equipped from castle level 15. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Are you guys familiar with any Hoyo games? Honkai Star Rail, Genshin, to be honest, I played Genshin Impact a lot long ago, so I can only relate to Honkai Star Rail. I can only imagine it's very similar. If you guys are, I'm gonna speak to Honkai Star Rail because that's the one that I'm most familiar with. If any of you guys play HSR, Honkai Star Rail, you guys will be at home with this information. This should make a lot of sense to you on what they're doing. Think light cones. Think light cones and like how dupes work and how they level up and things like that. Think light cones, boys. It functions very similar. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, we'll get into it. But a lot of the times, a lot of this stuff that they're applying, if you guys are familiar with HSR or Genshin or something like that, these concepts should be familiar with you. So you can think of it through those kind of lens, and things will start making more sense. So Yu-Gi-Oh cards, how do you get it, right? You get it. This is the most divisive thing. You can only get it right now through legacy summoning stones and gems. Now, this is the part where like when you see this picture on the left right here, you see gems, right? And so it makes you think like the first thing is like scroll blessing. The most like pay to win or I guess like not worth. Gems are rare. You want to save it for skins. Yes, it sucks, right? And then usually the opposite. So usually it's for gems, and then the currency, like the thing, like in terms of here, it's like summoning stones or like scroll blessing. We are trained as King God Castle players to know that those are rare, and the only way you get those is to pay a lot of money, right? We're trained and are used to that. Now, legacy summoning stones that I said in the beginning of the video, they actually give you a lot of them throughout a lot of stuff. Like through the pass itself, it gives you nearly 40, and then we haven't talked about the rest of the stuff. So it appears in like in your events, your arena store, your freaking alliance raid store. You get it from ranking, like everything. They give you legacy summoning stones. Now, if you play Honkai Star Rail, you can think of this like summoning, like the regular summoning tickets. You like hoard them. They give you it through like events and all this stuff, and you know, you do quests and then you get it. I imagine it's something like that you can just get, right? The tough pill to swallow here is that if you don't have legacy stones, it costs gems. And I think a lot of the sour taste, and I understand, don't get me wrong, I understand. There's a sour taste that, oh, I can't use my 1 million or 2 million gold that I've been hoarding up, like a lot of us have, right? And my prophecy for that is that AWESOMEPIECE wants to tie gold currency mainly strictly to hero leveling. And I am going to call it right now that they are also planning another hero increase, a hero level cap increase to level 25 or 30, and introduce something called something similar to Ascensions. And it will introduce 2 new abilities to each freaking hero, and that will cost a lot of freaking gold. That is my theory, all right? And that is where a lot of the opinions kind of are on right now. Is this pay to win? I don't personally think so, because there are not hard character stats in particular that are tied to this. Yes, you can make the argument of, oh, the people who like spend money will get maxed out first and all this stuff. But I mean, it's the same way when Awakenings were introduced, where when Awakenings introduced, a lot of people called it pay to win, right? Because a lot of people got a max heroes faster. Back in the day, not many people had max tier accounts. I was one of them, you know, to be fair, I was one of them, but like not many people could do it like this day and age. There's so many people that have max accounts now. Is nothing special, right? So like you can actually get max legacies as you just play the game and like collect the freaking the legacy summoning stones, right? You could get it. It'll just take time. Same thing. You don't have to spend gems. It's just like, I guess the most of the sourness is coming from, oh, I can't use like a currency that I've been hoarding throughout all this time, and that's pretty much where a lot of the sour taste come from, which is fair. It's fair. So back to it. Okay, there's so much crap. Legacy summoning stones. That's how you get it. All right. So you have unique, rare, and normal tiers. All right. So they talk about it. All right. So the catch here is that there are a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right? There are unique Yu-Gi-Oh cards, normal and rare Yu-Gi-Oh cards. All right. Okay, let's talk about the normal and rares. The normal and rare cards can be equipped by any hero regardless of class. All right. Now class is very important here. There are unique legacies that only certain classes can wear. All right, so there's a unique legacy, a unique card that's only tied to Shadow, for example. So only Shadow class heroes can equip this unique card, right? And that's the equipment mechanism, right? And then how you dismantle, so just like relics, you can dismantle them for pieces, and then you use those pieces to level up your cards essentially, right? And the max level, it looks to be level 30, right? And this is the menu. You can dismantle it and then enhance it, so you can level them up by using these little shard thingies, right, to level up 30. And then the more you level them up, the more the effect goes up. And very cool. Legacy that has not been transcended can be enhanced up to level 10. So you can even transcend them like awakenings, right? So when enhanced, the abilities of legacy become more powerful. Legacy that have not been transcended can be enhanced up to level 10. So I guess there's break points, right? 10, 20 probably, and then 30 maybe. I'm not sure. And then transcendence. So transcendence, you can transcend legacy grade using the same type of legacy or transcendence ingot. Ingot? I'm pretty sure it's ingot. And my take on this, all right, so transcending, so you can level up to level 30, right? Level 30, and then legacy transcending can be enhanced up to level 10. So you need to transcend them to go up. Now you can transcend an item. Wait, let's just read this. Let's just consume the freaking content. Legacy can be transcended up to 10 times. 10 times. That's a lot of freaking times. Through Legacy Transcendence, you can enhance your accessory slots and acquire new legacy abilities. So this goes deep, bro. This goes deep. And then get more new legacy abilities. Each time you transcend a card, the maximum level of legacy increases by 2, ultimately strengthening to level 30. Oh, so you actually, to get max level 30, you need to be able, you need to transcend this bad boy to reach even level 30. So you reach level 10, and if to get past level 10, you need to start transcending. Huh. So wait, did they say it? Yeah, here it is. So you can transcend a legacy, a card, right, using the same type of legacy or transcendence ingot. So you can think of this, again, another Honkai Star Rail reference, like dupes in light cones. So whenever you get a dupe of this card, you can use the dupe to transcend the item to make it stronger. Then you can level up past the the level cap, more, right? And then the more dupes, the better. So you want dupes, right? And then your dupes can get, improve your existing one, etc. So, I mean, it's another parallel concept, right, boys? Another parallel concept. Re-equip cooldown. So this is one of the things that is so weird to me, and a lot of people can agree. So whenever you equip this card, there's a 20-hour cooldown that occurs until it can be re-equipped. That's kind of weird, bro. That is kind of weird. So a legacy with the cooldown active can be reset. If you don't want to wait, you can pay a gold per hour, right? So 19 hours equates to what? 2,000 gold. So 100 gold per hour. Now, to be fair, 2,000 gold isn't a lot to us, like to us long-term players. But for somebody who's like newer, that's a lot of freaking. I mean that gold is gold, right? But I mean, you shouldn't be like swapping freaking legacies. And to be honest, this is whatever to me. Honestly, this is whatever to me. It's weird that this cooldown even exists, right? To be honestly, it's weird that the cooldown even exists, because if you are a long-term player, you're just gonna pay the gold. It's like whatever, right? And then this just hurts the newer players. Like there's no, like, if you are a person that this even applies to, which is like competitive people that want to swap teams and whatever, right? I'll get to another thing that this patch notes doesn't address, but like it feels like this is for the higher end people doing competitive. But the thing is, the people who are doing that have like millions of gold, so this is nothing. So you're just hurting the newer player base by doing this, right? This should be getting rid of. Like, honestly, unless they're doing something with this in the future, I think it should be gone. But yeah, so now accessory. So legacies. All right, so I want to point this out. A lot of people are gonna miss this. Do you see? So, like, in terms of legacy, the cards, right? We actually only know 2 effects, or technically 3. We know this mono one, and if you read this mono one, essentially it gives Lunaire's effect to the person that equips this. You know, as long as they're a buffer, right? This is basically Lunaire's effect, right? And it's kind of crazy. And we know this Winter Lake Totem, which is like a normal type, and it gives you this guard. What's guard? I don't freaking know. It's a stat, right? And we know the Raid Up Ophelia's unique legacy card, right? We know that one. So we only really know 3. Now there is some information that we don't know. It's actually secret. Well, I mean, like, a lot of people are gonna miss it. It's actually in the background right here. Do you see? I mean, I can't zoom in because it's a double freaking picture, and I can't exactly zoom in, but you guys can zoom in on yourself. But there are the star for the Transcendence, right? So the Transcendence 1 gives you Omni slot main stat increase. So this is a correlation to your accessory slot. It actually increases the effectiveness of that accessory slot by 150%. Which is crazy. The Transcendence level 2 amplifies Legacy's conversion effect, so it makes the effect better. The last one, the level 3, 150% necklace slot main stat increase. That could be, we'll look at it later, but that could be a lot of things, right? So you can kind of get a gist of what these Transcendence effects kind of look like. A lot of people are going to be missing that. And then we have accessory. So each hero has an, oh, and another thing, before I freaking forget, legacies. We do not know, and as I have to remind you guys, the patch isn't out yet. We don't know if that you only need 1 card and you can share it, like relics. Like you know how relics with different team slots, you don't need like multiple copies, right? Except for like towers, right? Like, so tower trials, you need like 2 copies of a relic if you want to use the same relic for both teams. We don't know if you need, if 1 card can 2 heroes equip it. Yes, a hero can only equip 1 card, but do I need 2 copies to use it on mono and then use it for another hero? They don't actually say. So if any of the gist of this freaking update gives us is that, I'm gonna say, unfortunately, you're going to need multiple copies of Legacy for multiple heroes. I'm gonna say it. Because they included the cooldown thing. They included this cooldown thing, right? And it just makes me believe it's kind of like light cones, right? Like in HSR, you need multiple light cones. You can't share light cones, right? So I'm gonna say it. I think you can't share legacies with multiple heroes. You can't do it. I don't think so. Now, I'm double crossing my fingers that you can. All right, because it's pretty rare to get them, right? So it makes sense that is like rare. So like it's because of this cooldown thing. If this cooldown thing wasn't here, I'd be like, yeah, there's a possibility that you can share it. But since it's here, I am like 80% sure that it is individual, unique, and it can't be shared. So you have to put this on a hero that you really want to use, right? And you can't put it on any other hero, right? So it kind of makes you like, you know, invest more and things like that. So that unfortunately is definitely a downside, but I would just like to point that out. So accessories, all right, we gotta get to, I gotta edit this video, boys. Accessory, I can't wait to play this, by the way. I'm so freaking excited. Accessory, so the equipment, boys, I freaking called it. Equipment grants stats. So equipment gives you stats, and right now, I will tell you right now, these accessories cannot be bought as of this patch. They even told us you cannot like legit buy these with dollar amounts. A lot of people are gonna right now, they're saying, oh, it's pay to win, milking money, etc. You know, the only milking money part, unfortunately, is the gems for legacy. Now, like I said, let's go back, right? Like you can probably buy these legacy summoning stones and all of this and things like that, and it costs gems, and you know, like it is what it is, right? And that's the only quote unquote pay to win. Is it really pay to win though? Is it though? Is it? We might need to revisit what pay to win really kind of means, but I mean, everyone kind of has their own definition. I have my own definition, but I think it's okay, because considering that they're actually giving us a bunch of legacy summoning stones through a lot of other means. That's all I gotta say, boys. It's not like blessing the scrolls, or you know, blessings, whatever it's freaking called. It's not like that. They actually give you a ton of these, right? So you know, it is what it is. It is unfortunate, but yeah. Accessories. So accessories, like I said, you can only get these from corruption chapters. So you can actually buy these, all right? So you actually have to like you actually have to farm these, right? And you can get, all right? So you can look at this. There are 4 types of accessories: necklace, bracelets, rings, earrings, all right? So there are a total of 5 slots. And you're like, wait, Nob, you just named 4 types of accessories, right? Yes, I did. So you can equip 1 of each: necklace, bracelet, ring, earrings, and then they're calling this slot Omni. Now, what is Omni? Omni is a flex slot, essentially. So you can get double earrings, double rings, double bracelets, double necklaces, up to you. For me, I'm probably gonna do double earrings. Now, I will let you know why I choose that, but just double earrings is probably the way to go. But I imagine, you know, meta is gonna be changing, right? And there's a lot of stuff to play around with it. So you equip these things, and you have these slots. You have a main stat, secondary stat. Now, another callback to HSR, Honkai Star Rail. Equipments, armor pieces in Honkai Star Rail. Think of it like that. The ideas are so drastically similar. So whoever designed this, they're definitely fans of the Honkai Star Rail. So you have a main stat and secondary stat. Right now, you cannot right now, as of what I know, you cannot re-roll these stats. So when you make these stats, you get a main stat, and then you get a secondary stat. And when you level them up and you tier them up to all the way to the max tier, depending on the rarity, you get a 3rd stat, 4th stat, and then you have all the stats, right? And whenever you get a stat, it's RNG. So you can get where I'm saying with this is that everyone's gonna want crit chance, crit damage. I mean, every game is like that when you have crit, right? So the percent, everyone's gonna try to farm and create that set. You can't re-roll them like relic stats. And it's freaking crazy, bro. It's freaking crazy. So how do you get them? Through corruption. I told you guys, and here's the corruption with the deep corruption. You can actually buy the pieces from there, and then you have the tiers when they're required. So for the normal, you only get 2 secondary stats, and then for rare, you get 3, and then for unique, which is like essentially King God level, you get all 4 secondary stats, right? And the balance with these is that you are wanting best. I can't believe we're gonna get into that world where there's gonna be best in slot stats. It's the nature of this system, right? And they even show you this combat power thing, right? Honestly, I don't even know why this combat power thing is there, but whatever. But it can kind of, I mean, there are some implications in the future about combat power. Because it could be like, there could be a new mode in the future that requires your team to have a certain amount of combat power, and so in the game they can actually say, this event is recommended for this combat power, you know. I'm telling you, I'm freaking calling right now. They're gonna make a mode just like that, like some of the HSR and stuff. You need this combat power of your team to enter the XYZ, right? I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, they're heading there. Dismantle, easy to understand. You just dismantle them. You get these dust things, and you can use the dust things to increase your level of your accessories, right? And then you can see all the stats going up. Cool. And then you actually, a lot of people are gonna miss this probability thing. I'm gonna go over it like a little bit because it's a lot of read, but you guys can read it for yourself. So, what's important here? They tell you about all the percentage chance of getting the stat. So if you guys are interested, this is the where to go. So if you look at this main stat, all right, main stat for accessory type. So necklace can only get attack and spell power as main stat. Bracelets is purely defense. Rings, HP, attack speed, menace, guard. I have no freaking clue what these do. Oh yeah, menace is like absorbing defense and increasing your defense, I think. And then guard, I think, is straight defense, maybe. And then earrings, crit and crit, boys. Crit and crit. That is why I'm gonna go double earrings. So double earrings is more 80. I'm gonna call it. Yes. I mean, it's the only equipment with main stat crit damage, boys. I mean, what can I say? And the probability, this is very important. Number of appearances and probability. Wait, no, it's not this one. This is cool. You get 4 stats. Cool. Where does this say it? So this is the probability of second stat. So there's like this, you can follow the logic, right? So you can't, like, just glancing at this, you can't like get crit chance on everything, right? Am I reading that right? Am I reading that right? This is very important right here. Secondary stats that have already appeared once do not appear again on the same accessory. The probabilities of such stats are evenly distributed among other stats. So yes, you cannot get physical crit chance, right? Physical crit chance, right? Where's crit chance? Here, crit chance. You can't get crit chance on all 4 slots. You can't do it. So it is not as crazy as how what it could be, but you are definitely striving for these old, like, they're definitely going to be best in slot kind of stuff. So just to keep in mind, I just want to call that out real quick. You guys can read the rest of it on your own time. Man, I've been talking a long time. And then you have set effects. This is the thing this is the picture that I showed you on my community YouTube. You have a sharpness set that gives you crit chance, crit damage, crit. This is my first one I'm making, boy. Sharpness. I think 99% of people, they're going to be making this set first. Now, to be fair, we actually don't know what the other sets give. They actually don't tell us a lot. They don't tell us the rest of the effects for the accessory effects. They also don't tell us the rest of the effects of the other legacy cards. We don't know them. So there's a lot of things up in the air to find out. And then you can kind of see this set in the back. I mean, technically we do. You can kind of see it. It's shadowed here. It's the sun one. You get like plus attack, and then you get, I think that's split. You get crit. You get it's minus 40 crit chance. Is that minus or plus? Hold on. Let me zoom in here. That is a minus 40% chance, crit chance. But you get plus 120% final special damage. There's some interesting implications on that. So I can definitely see like Victoria one-shots happening, right? There's the implications and the creativity of different builds now are just out of the, I love it. I freaking love it. I know a lot of people are hating on this grab. I'm salivating, bro. I'm freaking salivating. So now you have this stupid cooldown thing on this too, and it's super weird, bro. And then new stats. These are all the new stats: menace, guards, defense. You have crit damage and crit chance on both physical and spell, and then you have your normal stuff and all that junk. So crit damage, you can kind of look at all this stuff if you want to interested in it. And then there's the legacies, the cards, right? So there are a number of normal and rare ones, which again, I remind you that any hero can wear these. Okay, I'm gonna call it yes. You have to have individual. You cannot share them. Just looking at this, you can't share it. That is why normal and rares exist. I think. I'm almost pretty freaking sure, bro. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna say it that you need dupes. You need dupes, 100%. Just looking at this, because there's no reason to have like I'm gonna call it I'm leaning towards you need multiple copies. You can't share legacies. So we don't know what these other effects are. We know 3 of them, right? And the third one is there's 6 plus the 1. The 1 is an extra 1. So this, if you see the sword one, this the sword next to the bow and the shield thing, that is also a shadow actually. So they actually added a new shadow, which is Ophelia's, which is the rate up banner, which is this one, right? And I'm going to assume that every time a new hero is released, or maybe every other season, they're going to be attaching a new legacy card to the hero to introduce to the pool. I mean, it makes sense, right? This ability is additionally reduces defense of the target of base menace effect for 4 seconds when inflicted damage. So like some shred. I probably should have read what menace does, but I'll let you guys figure that out. And then you get 100% of the absorbed defense. And it can stack 2 times, which is cool. So a lot of like just shred, and also you get tankier. This is great for Ophelia, right? So like I said, the parallels to like Honkai Star Rail. This is essentially a light cone. Essentially, like it's amazing for Ophelia, but other shadow classes can wear it, right? And maybe it'll be good, right? And I mean, I love or hate it, I freaking love it. I'm loving it. It is essentially light cones, bro. It is essentially a light cone system. And then here's the rate up shop, which is you can buy for money if you want. And then here's the 6 types, right? And then here's the changes to in-game stuff. And then that is it for legacy and accessory system. I think I touched everything that I wanted to. And then we can go over the next ones. And then really quick, they did add, this is the past. We already went over that. And then boom. And then legacy summon, like so raid mode, you actually get new items, legacy summoning tokens, or stones, sorry, excuse me, 5 times 1,000 per buying, right? So you get 5 of these. And then for solo raid, this is the rotations if you care about it. And then here's the arena. And then for arena, the rank achievement rewards, you get a transcendence ingot, which gives you a if you're at least king rank by the end of the season, you get a transcendence ingot, boys, which is, I think, is huge. This transcends your freaking Yu-Gi-Oh card for free, which is crazy. And then you get legacy pieces, and then you get the summoning stones. Like you only need to get to diamond to get a what, 5, 10 summoning stones from just getting ranks, right? So, and then you get pieces as well, which is there's more stuff. So arena shop, you can buy summoning stones as well. And awesome piece, where are the designation for the freaking Lord, the region in the class? Give me the list of heroes, dang it. But yeah, so North and Mystic, and then blah blah blah, and then Strive Battlefield, ranks, yeah, achievement rewards. So summoning stone, legacy summoning stone, ingot, right? And then boom. So like I said, I mean, Wave Festival, right? You have probability, cool. And then for the event, you can get 10 legacy summoning tokens or stones from the freaking shop, bro. I mean, you can't buy the XP anymore. Like, come on, everyone has freaking book of XP now. Actually, man, I was stocking up skin tokens from this, but and then you can get some other stuff, and you can even buy a transcendence ingot from this, bro. Like, I'm telling you, they are giving you so many avenues to get this legacy summoning stone that it's okay. It's just that when a lot of the sourness is like seeing that button and it says gems and not gold. A lot of people, you know, kind of have feelings towards that, and I understand, rightly so. But to be fair, they give you a lot of other avenues to get it, right? So this is the coupon. Get those skins. As a reminder, they're on my channel, and I'm gonna end this one here. Man, I've been talking for a while. Let me know in the comments below What do you think about this? Do you agree with me that, you know, it's okay, you know, they give you a bunch of legacy summoning stones through a lot of means, and or you're on the other camp where you're like, awesome piece, hate us, devs don't know what they're doing, delete the game, I'm gonna quit. What camp are you on? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this legacy card system, accessory system? I freaking called it. If you guys like excited as I am, leave me in the comments below. Nob the Prophet, I freaking called it, man. Freaking weapon. I mean, it wasn't weapon gotcha, but it was like it's two systems. Like essentially, I called the systems like separately. And let me know what you think about Blue Wave Tia, and what do you think about the new Ophelia rework? Holy moly, and the battle pass kit. This freaking update is freaking insane, bro. It's freaking bonkers. I can't believe we're at this stage. And I really want to know what you guys think about the parallels in Honkai Star Rail systems like light cones and things like that, because it is abundantly clear that it is kind of based off of those concepts. I am for it. I freaking love it. I think they did a good enough job in the execution. I know a lot of people are sour about the gems. What can you do, boys? It could have been a lot worse. They could have just made it for gems you could barely get freaking the legacy summoning stones. That universe could have been it, but it's not, and I think they executed pretty well, if I do say so myself. Anyways, I'm gonna end this one here. As a reminder, there's a skin playlist on my channel. I'm gonna update my hero tier list. It's gonna be freaking crazy very soon. Subscribe, like the video to keep up with freaking that, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.